Welcome to the deep dive. All right, let's jump right in today. We're looking at a piece of hardware that, seems pretty simple on the surface,
Mhm.
but it actually solves one of the biggest, oldest problems in networking: distance
Yeah.
and compatibility.
Exactly. We're talking about the Thor Broadcast F-GETT-TR-SFP.
Mhm.
It's an Ethernet fiber media converter.
A mouthful.
It is, but think of it as just a silent, essential bridge. Our goal today is to show you exactly how this little box gives you a shortcut to expanding your network.
At that aha moment. And the key spec here right off the bat is speed. We're talking 10, 100, all the way up to 1,000 lbps gigabit Ethernet.
That's right.
So let's unpack that. How does this thing translate a high-speed electrical signal into light?
Well, the most fascinating thing about it is its core principle,
Yeah.
transparency.
Transparency.
Yeah, it takes your standard copper connection, the RJ45 cable everyone has, and translates it directly to SFP-based fiber. And this is important, the device itself is non-IP addressable.
Okay, now that is the key architectural nugget for me.
Ye-
If it doesn't have an IP address, that means, zero admin overhead? You just plug it in and it goes?
You've got it. It's not just about making the cable longer. It's about extending your Layer 2 network without adding any Layer 3 complexity. No routing tables to update.
The ultimate zero config extender.
Precisely. The traffic just passes through completely unmodified. That's why it's so perfect for, say, connecting switches in two separate buildings.
But wait a minute, if it's totally transparent, totally invisible on the network, how does an ops team even monitor its health?
No, yeah.
Doesn't that transparency kind of create a blind spot if you're trying to troubleshoot a problem?
That is a very practical and necessary question. And while it's non-IP addressable, you monitor its health through physical indicators.
Okay, so little lights.
Little lights, yeah. It has diagnostic LEDs that are constantly monitoring the link status and the network speed, so you get a visual check. And the performance it's built for modern networks. It supports full wire rate, 2000 MEPs in duplex.
And it's compliant with the IEEE 802.3 as a standard, so it plays nice with other gear.
Absolutely.
So transparency gives us simplicity, but what gives us scale? I think that's where the modularity comes in, right? That standard SFP slot.
That SFP slot is everything. It means total flexibility.
Oh, yeah.
You are not locked into some proprietary fiber type.
Right.
You can use any standard SFP module. Multi-mode, single mode, or even the really high-density stuff like CWDM or DWDM.
Which is basically using a bunch of different colors of light to pack more data in.
You got it. High-density multiplexing.
And that flexibility, that defines the range you can get. With multi-mode fiber, you can push data up to, 3,000 feet? Which is pretty good.
It's substantial. But when you switch to single-mode optics, that's where things get wild. You can achieve an incredible 110-kilometer transmission range.
110 kilometers. That's not just extending a network across a campus, that's connecting cities.
It really is. And to see how that works, you can look at how they work in pairs using WDM wavelength division multiplexing.
Okay.
So, for example, a Model A might use a 1310 nanometer SFP, and the Model B on the other end uses a 1550 nanometer SFP.
So they're sending and receiving on different wavelengths, different colors of light.
Exactly. And that means they can both talk at the same time over a single strand of fiber. It's called simplex WDM. That simple pairing gives you a 20-kilometer link with maximum fiber efficiency.
So you're getting incredible distance and efficiency from a device that is, at its heart, just plug and play.
That's the real takeaway here. You're achieving high-speed gigabit extension up to 110 kilometers through a converter that is compact, completely transparent, and super customizable.
It minimizes the complexity, but it just maximizes your physical reach.
That's it.
So we've seen how simple zero-config hardware can just radically extend physical network boundaries. It makes me wonder, and this is something for you to think about, if a single transparent device can push a full gigabit signal over 100 kilometers using light, what are the next real barriers to truly global, seamless network coverage? What new kinds of systems could we build if distance, effectively becomes negligible? Something to mull over.